Let's see. No, we don't need that, but we got some XP. Okay, where am I right now? I need the "you are here" thing on my map. There I am. Go to town and clear the bags. Maybe I'll do the step of the main story that's in town just for the XP. Try D4, it's more of a Lost Ark game than a Diablo. I don't know if I agree with that statement. I mean, it's certainly, you know, got that very grim, dark bit of Diablo. Like, we saw a guy fight in a mech powered by him dying in an Iron Maiden. That was pretty hardcore. That made my jaw hang open when I realized what was happening. We saw a cinematic of a guy just flat out beaten to death, and it was not a quick death. That was pretty intense. So, I mean, it's definitely Diablo. But at the same time, the characters that made it into D4, a lot of the stuff I loved about them is not there. Now, I don't know if there will be new things I love about these characters. If there is, I just haven't found them yet. I'm just sad at what I've lost.
We were born in sin, children of darkness.
Blah, 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 blah.
Father's light can be sought through penitence and faith. Walk in the light.
Have you checked out Preach's Gilbert's 2 videos? Yes, I saw his one today about Heart of Thorns. Black, that is old water. That might be from yesterday.
We must be ever here. Take the night's report before you go.
I just picked up the report, and she says pick it up again.
Grandmother, I received a report of a...
Okay. Have you played Last Epoch? Yeah, a year ago, actually. What do you think about it? It's great. It's a fantastic game. I have actually not played the most recent version of Last Epoch. It is wonderful. Hold on a sec. 1 second. Okay. So for those who haven't played it, Last Epoch is an ARPG, just like Diablo, just like Path of Exile, except the whole thing is you're bouncing around in time. So, like, you might get to an area, like, I'm on a bridge right now, right? Let's say you get to an area where a bridge is broken. You might find a portal to go back in time to a time where the bridge wasn't broken yet, cross the bridge, then go back to present time on the other side. The story of Last Epoch is quite interesting. You're bouncing around from, like, dinosaur time. Like, so there's, like, a dinosaurs version of the map. There's, like, a kind of like Rome and Troy level civilization version of the map. There's like a modern civilization version of the map. There's a end of time, like the sun is burning out version of the map, and there's demons everywhere. And essentially, like, you know what will happen at the end of days. You're trying to find a way to stop it in present time before end time comes to pass. It's actually a really neat story. Talking about gameplay, the way that Last Epoch does it, stop it, is you have a talent tree for your character. Let's just say it's like this. Then you pick a subclass. So let me just make some up. Let's say there's Shapeshifter, Elemental, and Summoner. You pick one of those, and then you have a talent tree for that. So you have talent tree for your core thing and for your subclass. Both of those talent trees are of a decent size, but not overwhelming. It's not like the Path of Exile tree. Then also, each skill on your bar, you can right-click it, and a small talent tree pops out of it. So, like, you could have wolves that have icy fangs and do frost damage. You could have wolves that have thick hides and they make, like, small tanks instead. You could have wolves with life-stealing. You could customize every skill you've got to a degree. And it was very, very fun. It was very fun, and also it was digestible. It wasn't just like a completely insane, overwhelming amount of information. And I last played it a year ago, and it was fantastic. And I was actually planning on doing a why play Last Epoch explaining the appeal video like I did with Riftbreaker and Guild Wars 2 once it was done. However, I don't think I'll need to now. It seems like the game has blown up. Like, you know, big name people like Zizaran have seen it and are spreading the word, and now like everybody knows about it. Like, It was a diamond in the rough last year, but now lots of people know about it. But yeah, last time I played it, I played all of what was available to the end of the campaign. But there may be more now. That was a good immobilize.
I must wait a moment.
Still gonna wait till release before I get it. No, that's fine. But it was a very cool game. Like, okay, so I made a Primalist in that game, right? Primalist, you know, y'all know I love my summoners. So in that game, there was a Necromancer and a Primalist. I tried both. I love both. I think I like Primalist more. Primalist could shapeshift to do a bunch of different things. One of the things it could shapeshift into was called a Spriggan. Essentially, he became like a wood elemental. Okay, so he's this thing. It's a little slower. But it's got a bunch of bonus armor, and it has like nature spells. So he could like shoot thorns from his hands. He could do some healing magic. You know, so maybe summon roots, like naturey stuff. But he could summon these plant things, and at first they would just do like a whipping, lashing attack. Then you got an upgrade that made it just one large plant instead of 3 small ones. Then you got an upgrade to where if enemies weren't in range of it, it would shoot barbs at them. And then it was like I was playing tower defense. Like, I would go up to enemies and just, like, do this motion, and a bunch of these plants would come up and just start shooting them. I was like, all of a sudden, I was like a turret build. And at the same time, I also had, like, I had a summon... There was, like, summon Saber-Tooth Tiger, there was summon Wolves, there was summon Birds, there was summon Bear and stuff. I was using a summon Scorpion, and I had a talent for it, so it summoned Baby Scorpion. So my summon had summons. And the... Scorpion and the little one's all poisoned, and dots stack in that game. In any game with dots, they should stack, but the dots do stack in that game. So it was like those was doing a lot of poison damage and pseudo tanking, and I was summoning the plant things, and it was fantastic.
I'm not ready yet.
Whoa! Ah, scary. It said we beat the cellar and then another wave came. The channeled lightning you're doing is giving me overload air vibes. I can see that. But yes, in short, I am pro Last Epoch. Now, to be clear, I think this game is pretty good too. I'm just pointing out, like, you know, there's some things that are broken, but it's a beta. I'm also seeing things that I wish were there from Necro and Druid of the past. Does D4 remind you of Guild Wars 1? No, not at all. Not sure where that's coming from. Alright, they should be dead. Just gotta wait a second.
I'm not ready.
You're already dead. You just don't know it yet.
Mark, do you know Stranded is getting released April 25th? I did not. I know they were adding another update. It was like sow and something. So like SOW, like sowing oats, like, you know, crops or something like that. They were doing some kind of update related to farming or something to the game. I think Stranded is the game that in my entire life I've played the most of while it was still in early access. Wow, I almost died to a bear. Goodness gracious. Ancient Siphon. Couple small upgrades. Storm of Druid, Buried Sea okay, take your less to what Wilson Vines. Yeah, the main the Vine active is the highest damaging thing I've got. Rabies is pretty good. The lightning is good, but you need like a full energy bar and then you dump the whole bar at once. Hey Muck, are we getting final verdict like the video you did last week? I want to know your opinions on the game after playing more and with almost all classes. I really like your review videos. Keep the good work. Thank you, Astrid. Yes, I would like to do like a My Thoughts video of this just like I did last week. I think this one would... Because last week I spent a lot of time talking about like sound design and video, you know, the video graphics and stuff like that. I don't think I need to go into that again because that's kind of, you know, it's been done. So probably just be, you know, really picking apart Druid and Necromancer feedback for that next one. Guild Wars 1 is excellent. Guild Wars 1 is excellent. It's just not this. I don't agree that this is anything like Guild Wars 1. I'm watching Rabies bounce around right now. Look at it go. Look at it go! Like, one random thing I'd like to talk about this is I could totally foresee... Okay, so let's say you had a player that they were a big fan of video games where they could shapeshift. I think it's completely possible that they might see the shapeshifting system in this game and love it or hate it compared to the old. Because in D2, you would just click Shapeshift Werebear, and it was like, you are a Werebear for 3 minutes. And honestly, the scariest part was if it wore off in the middle of a fight and you had to recast it. But in this, it's just like you use a Werebear move, and you're a Werebear for like 5 seconds. And then you go back out of it, unless you use another Werebear move. So if you want to stay a Werebear, you got to keep spamming Werebear moves, and same with Werewolf. So, you know, some people might like that you're going in and out of the shapeshift, some people might hate that they can't stay shapeshifted.
I provide a steady supply of
Weird bear.
Specimens.
She won't skip the conversation.
However, their desire for knowledge has become more dangerous to satisfy. I require a host of intact ghoul hearts from the surrounding area. There's something special about the ravenous dead.
What I meant to say is I remember in the early days when Guild Wars 1 came out, people would compare it to Diablo gameplay. I think that's just because it was a third-person game.
I'm more accustomed to dealing with the fully dead. Your discretion is appreciated, of course. And you will be rewarded.
Turning into a Werebear for 5 seconds sounds wasteful in the clothing department. That'd be kind of funny if the reason he's wearing these big thick clothes isn't because he's this big, he's actually super skinny, it's just to have room to fill him in when he goes werebear.
Mukluk comfy.
Hey, Blood Princess, 22 months. Thank you so much. Mukluk goes for thought to be original Esquire the 4th. This is Johnson Face of the 3rd because you, Blood Princess, back to the lap. Hope you enjoy your staying entertainments on the way. Crack the speakers, touch the biggest boys every week. Please take a seat, but you'll only need the edge. Welcome. I can't skip any of the dialogue in this town. None of it. You can alt-tab or click on another monitor and then go back in to get skippable. Oh, shoot, you're right. Well, how about that? Oh, hey, what's up? Look at that. Look at this guy, chat. Look at that. The Vine active is gonna kill all of those. That's pretty sweet. Rabies. I prefer this shapeshifting to D2s. That's fine. Like I said, I think some would like it, some would hate it. Because, like, for example, werewolf, you were always super fast. Where bear, you were always super tanky. Now, there's simply a trait that's like, what is it? Stop it. Hold on a second. There was a trait here about werewolf and werebear. I'm trying to find it. Ha 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 ha. Earth skills, not that. Trample does more damage. Trample. Werebear, neurotoxin. Oh my god, now I can't find it. Shifty human, call the wild. There was a passive somewhere that said you had more DR when you were like, oh, here we go. You gain 3% movement speed and 3 points, so 9% movement speed in werewolf form, or 9% damage reduction in bear form. You could get one of those. It's also passive that lets you get some spirit when you change back to human form. Yeah. Oh, man. Y'all remember spirits? Like Spirit of the Wolverine? It was a summon. It was like a ball of light that would follow behind you. And it had an aura. And like Wolverine Spirit was like plus attack speed and crit or something like that. It just made everyone more ferocious, basically. And there was like Spirit of Life that just increased everyone's max life by 30%. Or that was Spirit of the Oak, sorry. But yeah, so the Druid would usually have the Ravens, a Creeper, which is the Vine thing, which I don't even see it anywhere. Again, the passive's not working. The Spirit, the Vine thing, the Ravens, and then either the Wolves or a Bear. So they took the Bear out. They took the Bear out. There is Raven and Vine, but they're broken. There was also the vines that ate bodies, and then they would recover you. So there was like one vine that ate bodies, and it would give you health back, and another vine that ate bodies to give you mana back. So that mechanic is currently gone. I mean, honestly, that's fine that that's gone, but I'm just pointing it out. Druidic Signet. Okay. Level 18. Yeah, I'm just gonna go back to doing like the main quest thing. Let's see. Rabies. Spread 100% faster or do its total damage in less time.
No. I'm going on.
Just looking at some of these other things here. Your storm skills have a 20% chance to make enemies vulnerable for 1 second. Lightning, every 18 seconds, a lightning strike hits a nearby enemy for 128 damage. Oh, that's cool. Just free passive damage. Wait a minute. Wasn't that basically a sorceress skill in D2? It was like Thunderstorm or something. Like, she would cast it, and then it was just like a buff for 2 minutes, and it just occasionally would randomly strike a nearby target with lightning. Interesting that the Druid got this, and not the Sorcerer. Endless Tempest, increased duration of Hurricane and Cataclysm. I haven't seen Cataclysm yet. Electric Shock, dealing lightning damage to enemies has a 5% chance to immobilize them for 3 seconds. If the target is already immobilized, the lightning damage dealt to them is increased by 5% instead. Okay. Kinda would like to try Charged Atmosphere. Whoa! Oh, it just broke a crate. It literally used up a charge to break a nearby box. Thanks, Charged Atmosphere.
I must wait a moment.
Beams are too damn warm. Shaking like leaves.
I'm not ready yet. I must wait a moment.
I really like how that Creeper active looks. Oh yeah, the Creeper active has grown on me a lot. I mean, it's very, very strong. It's just a real shame the Creeper passive is just not working. Because the Creeper passive is like 106/6 every 6. So it should always have something on the screen chipping away at it. It's just a real shame it's not working right now. The Raven's kind of similar. Every few seconds the Raven should be pecking, but that's not working either, so I took the talent points out of it.
I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready yet.
These have increased health.
I must wait a moment.
Just want to test something. So with 3 points in Charged Atmosphere, it would fire every 12 seconds instead of every 15 seconds. Or sorry, instead of every 18. It goes 18, 15, 12. So it's more DPS than the Raven passive, if the Raven passive was working.
What's special about this place anyway?
We're not leaving combat, apparently, because the wolf... See how my wolf's not healing? That means we're still in combat.
No one goes in, nothing comes out. That's all.
I'm gonna test something. No, that's not it. I wanted to see if it was charged atmosphere keeping us in combat, but that didn't fix it.
No lift. The jam must be deeper down.
Oh, I gotta interact with the door for the event to start.
Over here. I can squeeze through to the other side.
Wait, hold on. And there she goes. Enemies approaching. Nowhere to go. Fight's coming to us this time.
Oh well, I hit the bat with rabies, but the bat died too fast, so the rabies couldn't spread.
I've got it.
I'm not ready yet.
New swords and upgrade? Nope. Got a couple of small upgrades though. Wait, wait, wait! Did you just see that lightning fired 4 times? That's supposed to have an 18-second cooldown. Okay, this one is also bugged, but in a positive way?
Leave you.
Maybe when it gets a kill, it resets the cooldown? No, that doesn't make sense, because it's not continuing to strike now on these
I'm
boxes.
sure she had good reason.
I must wait a moment. I'm not ready yet.
Pretty sure, not always, but there are sometimes when I tell them the wolves to leap and do their big hit,
Damn mind's
it just doesn't work. Like they kind of leap and then do no damage, like they miss the landing or something.
I must wait a moment.
Nope, out of spirit. Can't say I really love the spirit system either. Like, just because when you're out of combat, you can't easily get it back. It just makes me miss the mana bar of the old games.